Do you actually miss your friends? Or are you just afraid of what happens in the silence? Once the screen goes dark, we tell ourselves it's connection we're craving. The group chat, the notification, the next video. But look closer and most of it isn't hunger. It's flight. We're not reaching towards something. We're running from someone. And that someone is us. This is Daniel. 43 minutes ago, his phone died. He has no idea yet, but this is about to become the most important weekend of his year, 3 days earlier. Daniel is 34. Decent job, decent apartment, and a screen time report he stopped reading because the number stopped feeling like information and started feeling like an accusation. Watch him for a day and you'll see the pattern everywhere. So ordinary it barely registers as a pattern at all. He pulls out his phone while the coffee brews. 14 seconds. Not enough time to need it. Plenty of time to want it. He checks it in the elevator, both ways, even though nothing could possibly have happened in the 90 seconds since he last looked. He sets it face down on the table at dinner with a friend. A small promise to himself he doesn't quite believe. Twice during that dinner he reaches for it anyway. Nothing buzzed. His hand just forgot it wasn't allowed. And at night after the last show ends and the room goes quiet, there's a second, the part Daniel would never say out loud, where the quiet gets loud, where his own thoughts show up uninvited. And his thumb, without asking permission, is already opening something else. He calls this boredom. Everyone does. It might be the most comfortable lie of the decade. And then his sister calls about emptying their grandmother's house. She died back in March. Quietly, the way she'd lived. And Daniel says yes before he's really thought about it. Partly guilt, partly the math. Only 2 hours out. In and done by Sunday. Home in time to catch up on everything he's missing. He packs a charger. He does not pack a second one. The house sits at the end of a gravel road, where the signal drops to one flickering bar. No television, she never wanted one. No Wi-Fi password to hunt for, because there was never any Wi-Fi to begin with. By 9 that first night, boxes half sorted around him, Daniel reaches for the outlet behind the old armchair, and the cable won't fit. Wrong adapter, old wiring, 2-prong sockets that haven't seen a modern plug in 40 years. He checks the rest of the house. Nothing. 11% battery, a dead spot for signal, and for the first time in longer than he can actually calculate, nothing left waiting to be checked. By 11, the screen goes black for good. Here's what nobody tells you about silence. It doesn't arrive peacefully. It arrives like a held breath finally let go, and at first it just sounds like ringing. Daniel doesn't sleep well. He blames the unfamiliar bed. At 1 a.m. he gets up and walks the dark house like he's looking for something, though the truth is he isn't looking for anything. He's pacing off an itch he doesn't have a name for yet. He opens kitchen drawers for no reason. He stands at the window watching nothing happen outside for far longer than is reasonable, because watching nothing happen is somehow easier than sitting still in a quiet room. By the second morning, the itch has changed shape. It isn't "I'm bored" anymore. It's heavier than that. Memories start surfacing he hadn't scheduled. His grandmother's voice on the phone last Christmas. A conversation he keeps meaning to have with his sister. A breakup he never actually grieved because he never gave it the room. 5 months of feelings with nowhere to go, because every spare second had already been spoken for by something on a screen. And here is the moment that matters most in this whole story. The one where Daniel finally tells himself the truth, alone, in his grandmother's kitchen. He isn't bored, he's avoiding. The boredom was never the absence of something to do. It was the presence of something he didn't want to feel. Every reflexive scroll, every just checking, was never really about the friends or the feed. It was a small, constant act of escape from a version of himself he hadn't sat with in years. It's while pulling open one more drawer he already knows holds no charger that Daniel finds something else instead. A stack of his grandmother's notebooks, rubber banded together, dated by year going back decades. He opens one expecting nothing in particular. What he finds is ordinary, almost disappointingly so. Page after page of small, unremarkable evenings. Sat on the porch tonight, watched the light go orange, then grey. Thought about Daniel's father as a boy. Nothing else happened. Good day. He reads it twice. Not because it's profound, because it isn't. Because somehow that's exactly the point. No plans to fill the hours. No guilt about the quiet. Just a woman who, for most of her life, had made peace with her own company long before Daniel was born. He doesn't have a lightning bolt revelation. He's not the type, and this isn't that kind of story. He just closes the notebook, walks outside, and sits on the same porch step, She must have sat on 1,000 times. Nothing to do, and no way to check anything even if he wanted to. For the first 20 minutes, it's genuinely uncomfortable. His mind keeps reaching for a phone that isn't there, an old reflex with nowhere left to land. Thoughts arrive that he doesn't love, about his sister, about the breakup, about how long it's been since he sat anywhere this still. But he doesn't run this time. He just lets the thoughts come, and then, eventually, lets them go. By the time it's properly dark, something in his chest has loosened that he hadn't fully realized was clenched. He drives home Sunday night, plugs the phone in the second he's in the car. Of course he does, nobody's claiming he's cured. By the time he hits the highway, it's lit up with 2 days of everything he missed. He doesn't open it right away. He drives the first 20 minutes in silence, on purpose, just to see if he still can. He can. It isn't euphoric. It isn't some movie ending. It's just quieter. The kind of quiet that used to scare him, sitting beside him now like something closer to a friend than a threat. That's the part nobody tells you about solitude. It isn't a cure you take once. It's a muscle, the same as any other. And Daniel didn't fix himself in one weekend in a dead woman's house with no charger. He just remembered for 48 hours that the muscle was still there. So, do you actually miss your friends? Or is it the silence you're really afraid of? You don't need a dead relative's house or a broken charger to find out. You just need to put the phone somewhere you can't easily reach it for longer than feels comfortable, and let the itch arrive without feeding it. It will be loud at first. That's not a sign you're doing it wrong. That's the sound of a muscle waking back up. The silence was never empty. We just forgot how to sit in a room with the one person who's been there for every moment of our lives.